Hi everyone, Erica from Bravo Migration here to give you a few updates on the temporary graduate 485 visa. Being a temporary visa, this visa is a great tool if used strategically when you want to stay in Australia on a permanent basis. It doesn't necessarily lead on to a permanent visa on its own, but if used strategically, as I said, with our support and our advice, this visa can take you to the so much sought after permanent residence. So with COVID, borders were closed for almost 2 years and we didn't get any temporary visa holders coming into the country for almost 2 years. Now, the local workforce and the economy really relied on temporary visa holders for a number of jobs and to fill many skill gaps in many different industries. So as part of a whole package of measures that the federal government implemented to try and address this problem, we saw on the 1st of July 2022 a temporary concession or a temporary change being implemented to the graduate 485 visa. The graduate 485 visa has two pathways. We have a post-study work rights stream for applicants who have graduated from a higher education course. We're talking about bachelor degrees, master degrees, and PhDs. Now, this stream hasn't been touched during the concession period I'm going to talk about. The other stream is called temporary work stream, and that one, yes, has been affected by this concession. So this concession for a whole period of a year, it was announced that it was going to last just 1 year, starting on the 30th of June 2022, and it lasted until the 30th of June this year, 2023. So for 1 year, we had a concession. And what happened in that period? Applicants for the temporary work stream were not required to nominate an occupation in demand and obtain a positive skills assessment to be able to apply via this stream. So for a whole year, any graduate student of any course in Australia that had a minimum duration of 2 years, which is the minimum duration across the board when we talk about graduate visas, it is 2 academic years. If you studied less than that, this visa won't be an option. So for 1 full year, anyone finishing any course, regardless if they could or could not nominate an occupation in demand, was able to apply for the graduate visa under this stream. So when I say any course, it doesn't mean anyone studying English could apply. We're still looking at the Australian study requirement, which requires the student to have completed a registered course that gave them a student visa for a minimum of 2 academic years or 92 academic weeks, and that took them to a qualification that could be a trade certificate. So, for example, a certificate 3 in carpentry, a certificate 4 in commercial cookery, all the practical trades, and a certificate would be enough, or a diploma. So if your studies were not in a trade, if you're studying business, marketing, social media, IT, you needed to get a diploma minimum qualification. So anyone doing any of these courses, trade certificate, diploma, or even a bachelor, etc., could apply during this period of concession for the graduate visa under the graduate work stream. So it was a great year. Many people who would normally not be eligible for this visa managed to apply and to get an approval. Now, from the 1st of July 2023, and I'm recording this video for you, it is July 2023. From the 1st of July, this concession has ended and things have gone back to normal, which means if you're going to apply under the temporary graduate work stream, you need to nominate an occupation that's on the MLTSSL, the medium and long-term skills shortage list. So things such as IT, engineering, commercial cookery, carpentry, psychology, teaching, and so on. So if you can nominate an occupation on the list and you're completing a closely related course here in Australia that gives you, again, access to a trade certificate, a diploma, or higher, you may be eligible for the graduate visa. But don't forget, once you need to nominate an occupation, you also need to obtain a positive skills assessment in that occupation. So you may meet the requirements of a skills assessment with work experience and studies that you already brought with you to Australia, or from studies that you have completed here. So 1st of July, this has gone back to normal. So if you're thinking about applying under the temporary work stream, please talk to a migration agent before you decide to apply, because things have changed and you may not be familiar with these current requirements. Another huge thing that changed now talks to applicants that are going under the post-study work rights stream. So as I said, you need to be completing a 2-year minimum course that will grant you, award you a bachelor, a master's degree, or a PhD. Now, with this stream, you don't need to nominate an occupation in demand. In fact, you don't need to nominate an occupation at all, but you still need to complete those 2 years in a course in any field, and you can apply for this graduate visa under this stream. In an effort to retain talented international students in Australia and help address the skills shortages, the government has implemented another change to the graduate visa, which look at certain areas where the demand is even higher. So the government came up with a list of courses and institutions where if you complete one of those courses in those universities or colleges, etc., you will be getting a longer graduate visa than usual. Why? Because again, the government's really serious about keeping skilled professionals in Australia. If you enter as an international student, the government values your work experience if you're already bringing skills and work experience from overseas, and if you acquire them here, even more via study, etc. So normally, if you finish a bachelor degree, you can get a 2 years graduate visa 485 in the post-study work rights stream. If you finish one of these specific courses, you're going to get 4 years instead of 2. If you complete any master's degree, you get 3 years. If you complete one of these master degree courses in these institutions, you're going to get 5. And anyone completing any PhD normally gets 4 years. From now on, they're going to get 6. Now, there's over 3,000 courses in the list that was published, mainly in the medical, biomedical, science, engineering, IT, and teaching fields, which are the fields that have been identified as the fields with the highest shortage. If you want to see which courses exactly we're talking about and in which institutions, have a look at our website at www.bravomigration.com.au, and you will see in our visa news section, there's a news article about the graduate visa, and we have provided you with a link to the whole list. Now, what's in that news article is exactly what I'm telling you today, so great idea to have a read as well. And if you're thinking about studying in one of these courses, please get in touch with us via the link on the bio if you're watching this on Instagram, or the link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, and we can assess your chances to get the graduate visa, but we can also help you to enroll in the right course for your whole plan via our study division. And again, graduate visa is a great plan, but it's not the end goal. The end goal, if you want to stay in Australia permanently, should be a permanent visa. And then we can use this visa strategically. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure giving you this update, and I speak to you soon. Bye.